Capricorn, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a powerful week for you. The sun is moving into Aquarius tomorrow, or actually today when you see this video. And it is still hanging out right now in Capricorn. It's been in Capricorn, but it's conjunct Pluto. What does that mean? There's a transformation of the self that's happening. And because there's an opposition to the full moon in Cancer, which there always is, the full moon is always in opposition to where the sun is. But what does that mean? It means the person that we were. It means that there's a chapter ending in your life and a new chapter beginning, because the person that you were is not the person that you are headed toward being. And there's a level of certainty. Here's the good news. There's a level of certainty in who you want to be and where you want to be and where your life is headed. That doesn't mean that there's not challenges or complications. No, that's life, right? But that does mean that there is not a sense of fear. There is a sense of wanting to walk into the new. There's also a sense of such self-assurance when it comes to those aspects of yourself that really matter to you. Really knowing where you stand, which could be in some ways for you causing conflicts with people around you, because it feels like everything is a protest, right? Everything is, I have to take a stand on this. So if there have been conflicts, especially in relationships with people who are around you all the time, it's because of the level of certainty in you and the level of need to do something about what you feel so strongly about. Feels like it feels like you're being pushed to that every single second of every single day. A good way to use this energy is to actually figure out what it is that matters the most to you and get yourself actively involved in doing that. At least that way, Capricorns, there's a place to put your mind, there's a place to put your energy, there's a place to put your thoughts, as opposed to kind of letting it explode out of you everywhere. So that's just a good way of working with the energy and controlling it instead of letting it control you. But there's such tremendous energy, especially around the full moon, this feeling of just being full to the point of being finished, or full to the point of kind of exploding everywhere. It's so much tremendous energy. And you really want to pick that thing that really does matter most to you. It's like pick your arguments. Don't argue about everything. Only argue about the things that really, really matter, because all of your energy is going to go into anything and everything that you decide to engage in. Capricorn, this is a reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please remember to subscribe and ring that bell. Select all notifications so you know when I upload your favorite content. And there's always an extended reading. That link is below. Let's get into this. Let's get into your reading, Capricorn. 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 So something has become very clear to you. Act as if it's here, but it's in reverse. It's almost like those parts of you that you felt you had to pretend at, you're not pretending anymore. You don't have that feeling. And nor do you have the time or energy or concern or like feeling like obligated to have to pretend anymore. It's almost like a while ago the gloves came off and the truth came out. Also, act as if, just a sense of not pretending anymore, not trying to fit in, not trying to blend, not trying to hold anything back. This is sort of a take me as I am kind of energy. It could also mean that a big aspect, a dynamic of what's happening now is an effect of somebody like of deciding to do that, of coming into yourself and letting down any kind of pretense, or that somebody has been honest with you, or somebody's maybe fakeness has been exposed to you, so now it's very clear. But this is almost like a decision to become, this is like a decision to stop pretending. So it wasn't necessarily like somebody was exposed as so much as somebody just kind of like let it out, right? Somebody just decided, I'm not pretending anymore. I'm not blending in anymore. Feeling like you are standing out, or no, it's more just a sense of like letting go of the feeling that I have to blend in, right? A sense of being ready to be seen. Okay. And then we have Turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. Thanksgiving is always held in, it's usually held in Scorpio season. Sometimes it ends up coming out in Sagittarius season, depending on where that falls. But ultimately what this means is making the ultimate sacrifice, putting your whole self in, giving everything that you have to a cause that you feel is greater than who you are. Okay. I just feel maybe there was a dynamic of you that was losing yourself in in this cause, a greater cause. But in some ways, now you're starting to stand out. You're starting to stand out as somebody who stands for something, almost becoming like the, what do you call it? The mascot for like putting your whole self into something. And then we have grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. Now this is luck, because grasshopper is a totem of luck, of good fortune. It's also saying this is a time to put your whole self into something, to just jump. Well, let me tell you guys, to those of you who have been on the fence about something, here's your sign. Don't get off that fence. Like, make a decision and go all in. Right? This is also a sense of maybe somebody else going all in. It's interesting how when we become who we are, really, there's no more pretense, and the people around us change. And the way they appreciate us change. You're putting your whole self into something that maybe you had disguised before. Disguised as in held back. I'm not saying there's any kind of espionage happening in your life, but it's almost like what you used to hold back on, you now feel bold enough to just go for. Okay? It's definitely saying now is the time to just go for something. Let it all out. Capricorn. 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 Second time that your cards have been very quiet. Underlying energy came out. Be peace. Okay. All right. So this could have something to do with children. This could have something to do with grown children. Now is a lucky time, but it's in reverse. So it's not that it's not lucky, it's that you already have everything that you need, or something. It's not that you're fertile, it's that whatever you were fertile with has matured. And it's kind of, it's almost like in some ways you don't have to protect something as much. I know this matters to you, so I'm just going to keep saying it. Doesn't make complete sense to me yet, but I know this. It's like something doesn't need to be hidden or protected anymore. Something is mature enough to be out in the open, be noticed itself. This could be an idea. This could be a person. Be peace is a little bit more clear to me. And be peace is feeling a sense of balance, but deciding to bring a sense of balance into your situation by going all in, by not being divided anymore, or feeling like you had to hesitate and watch something from afar anymore. There is a tremendous sense of, I'm doing this. I'm doing this because it's going to bring peace to a situation, to balance things out. What is going on with Capricorn energy? What is going on? It's almost like somebody's making a huge fucking decision to keep the peace. But that doesn't really sound congruent with not pretending or faking. We have time to let go. So this is all something that's hard to let go of, something that has made your heartache for quite some time, something that you've held on to, something that you don't really want to let go yet. Now is a lucky time is coming as an underlying energy. I don't think that you were completely ready for this change or this switch, this situation that happened. This is happening outside of you. I don't think you were completely ready for it. Emotionally. I just saw 11:11. Like this marks your awakening. Something else evolving or not needing you has become your awakening in a sense of your realizing something about somebody, or especially about how their change impacts, their change in themselves, or their change in their situation impacts you. Hold on. We have the abundant universe will provide, which is a very wonderful energy. This is Taurus energy. And then we have Taurus energy, of course, is where Uranus, the king of change and rebellion and just change, has just gone direct. Maybe even a change in finances or a financial situation that has changed. It could also be marriage. Armadillo spirit set healthy boundaries, but the boundaries are in reverse. In other words, there is a sense of it's like you threw yourself into something in order to keep the peace instead of doing what was healthy for yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean that you were wrong, but it means that you did not put yourself or your needs first. You went all the fuck in. It's like, don't have boundaries in this situation. You have to trust this situation. And this is definitely a sense of just sort of like giving it over to God. Especially with a situation that it's like you don't necessarily, there's no way that you could have prepared for this. And I don't mean to say that anything bad happened, but definitely something huge, significant changed. Right? And it's almost like a sense of just, I'm going to go headlong. Since everything around me is chaotic, I'm going to go headlong into something. I'm not going to use my normal sense of precaution. Instead, I'm just going to sort of just decide that the abundant universes will take care of me. And this is a confirmation. But why is this in reverse? Why is Armadillo in reverse? It just seemed to me like leave yourself open. Even though it seemed like maybe you weren't ready for this, leave yourself open. Because ready or not, here it comes. And ultimately this was sort of beyond your being able to see. And you're just putting your whole self into it. It's legitimately saying, throw yourself in and God will take care of you. That's what it's saying. And it's just such a blunt message. And I'm trying to like understand what's going on, but in some ways maybe you don't need to. Once again, it's reiterated, trust the great mystery. And this is, you can see it in this card. This is throw yourself in. And this is 6 + 5. This is awakening. This is 11. What is this? What are they throwing themselves into? no boundaries. Like, let yourself feel all these feelings. It could even be that, like a sense of, like, let yourself gush, let yourself cry, let yourself be emotional. This is something that you need right now. It's almost like Capricorn, you just went full in on somebody. You just let them know 150%, and you couldn't hold it back. You couldn't hold it back, and you weren't supposed to. Being a cardinal sign, you were kind of a catalyst, a saying of, you just told somebody or expressed exactly how it is you felt, and you know you went into the deep end, but honestly, it's like the water feels good here. You were ready to dive into this. And maybe you needed that charge of energy to get you out of your head and stop you thinking and stop you worrying, and instead, whoosh, just dive in, flexible. And this is not, and look at, water is flexible, tearing down those fucking boundaries. Tearing down those boundaries, not having any boundaries, letting yourself be malleable in a way that you have never been malleable before. It's almost like, I'm tired of these arguments. I'm tired of these fights. I'm tired of being tired. Here's all my feelings. Here's all my emotions. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what you need to know about, you know, how much I'm willing. Thinker. This, whatever's happening, has taken a huge, I'm glad that card came out, because at least now it's clear to me. It's taken a huge sense of malleability in your brain. That sense of almost like, don't overthink this. Right? Don't back yourself into an intellectual wall. Right? Don't let your head make this decision, is what it's saying. Don't let your head make this decision. Make your brain as flexible as possible right now, which keeps it as open as possible, which is going to keep you from sinking, because you're full into something now. And it's almost like this mental malleability is exactly what you need to help you out of this situation right now. Or we have a fiery climax approaches, which is emotion coming out or action being taken, right? It's like you're trying to see the good side of something, or you're preparing for something that you've never been through before. Nothing will come of this situation. So as big as it feels now, there's just that sense of like, or disappointment. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node is here, and the South Node just changed to be Scorpio. But it's more personal than that for you. Check where your South Node is. When that card comes up, it's really important to do so. Don't let your past hold you back. As nothing will come of this situation. I feel like in some ways that's a combined message. That sense of whatever you let gush, whatever you threw yourself into, it's not an irredeemable situation. As worried as you may be that I've overexposed myself, you really haven't overexposed yourself. Keep yourself flexible, keep your mind open, and keep on fucking being in that moment. You'll get through it. This is kind of hairy and crappy right now, it feels like. Don't let your past hold you back. Nothing will come of this situation. In other words, as overexposed as you feel, this was sort of an exorcism of necessary shit that you needed to get out. It's not going to be the end all of everything that you are or the trajectory that you were on. Okay? Capricorn. So in some ways, it just feels like everything was ruined and everything was destroyed and everything came to a halt, because this is complete and total destruction and ruination. It could also be an over-exaggeration, a feeling like everything is done, I better jump ship. And there's a sense of don't do it. Remain open and give yourself over to this, because ultimately there's just that sense of here it is. I just got this message, and I hesitate to share it, but it's almost like accept the ending of something, because it's almost like you've been trying so hard to avoid it, and now it's almost like feeling like a relief to headlong into it, because you're starting to realize now that it's not working out to a point where it's just not meant to be. And it's almost like that's what you're starting to accept and feel okay with. It's like feeling like a relief, because you've been doing so much work and trying so fucking hard, but what that did was require that you not be all of yourself. And that's just not something that you can do anymore. You can't hold on to it. You're just fucking letting it all out. 5 is over here, which means friends. Your friends have your back. Your friends will support you. Your friends love you. Your friends are there for you. And support coming in unconditionally from friends. Wow. I told you this is huge transitions. Like everything you thought would be isn't. What is this? Celebration, let go and have fun, which is completely weird. It's, what did I say? It's almost like a sense of there's part of you that's fucking happy when you think of this. Like when you feel this being done and being over with, there's a happiness, there's a joy. Because you just want to like get back to being yourself, chilling with your homies, children, like being happy. And ultimately, there's just a sense of something you have to accept in order for that to happen. And you've held your tongue long enough and you're not going to do it anymore. Let's see how that energy is going to impact you. I'll see you guys in tarot. Links below.